The Songbird's Secret. In the heart of the village of Mwangaza stood a humble church known as Upendo wa Mungu Fellowship. It was the soul of the community, a place where burdens were lifted, hearts were healed, and voices rose in harmony to heaven. At the center of it all was Sister Regina, the beloved choirmaster. Regina had a voice that could melt stone and a passion for worship that made the heavens rejoice. Every Sunday she stood tall in her royal blue choir robe, leading songs that brought people to tears. Her commitment was unmatched. She organized practices, taught harmonies, and even counseled the youth choir. But Sister Regina carried a secret, a dark craving that gnawed at her soul. Behind her house was the shamba of her elderly neighbor, Mama Tabitha. In this garden grew plump sweet potatoes, lush vines that wrapped across the earth like treasure maps. The temptation proved too much. Regina, once the pride of the pulpit, began to sneak into the garden at night. With a shawl around her head and a sack in hand, she would dig silently under the moonlight, whispering prayers of forgiveness as she stole. One theft turned into many, and Mama Tabitha, puzzled by her shrinking harvest, wept as her hard work vanished night after night. "Who would do such a thing?" she cried to the village. "Even the rats would have more manners." Determined to catch the thief, Mama Tabitha's grandson, a university student on break, installed a hidden camera in the garden. Days passed. Then came the footage, and there she was, Sister Regina, the choirmaster, digging, looking around, and stuffing sweet potatoes into her bag. The news would have shattered Mama Tabitha's heart, but she had a better plan. That Sunday after service, the villagers were invited to the church for a special educational film on agricultural theft and community integrity. The hall filled. People laughed, chatted, and waited. The lights dimmed. The screen flickered. And then, there she was, a woman in a choir robe, creeping into a shamba, stealing sweet potatoes. Gasps filled the room. Murmurs rippled like thunder through the pews. Then someone screamed, "That's Regina!" The room turned ice cold. Eyes turned to the front row, where Regina sat frozen, her smile faded, hands trembling. The room erupted, not in anger but in deep, stunned silence. Children who once mimicked her songs stared in disbelief. Elders bowed their heads. Regina stood slowly. "I have no excuse," she said, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I was hungry, yes, but more than that, I was greedy. I thought I could sing to God on Sunday and sin in the shadows. But there is no hiding from truth." She fell to her knees. "Forgive me, not just for stealing sweet potatoes, but for dishonoring the God I claim to serve." Mama Tabitha stood and walked to her. She helped her up and whispered, "Grace is sweet too, my child, but it must be earned with truth."
Moral lesson. True worship is not only in song, but in integrity. You cannot sing praises by day and live in deceit by night. Sooner or later, every hidden thing is brought into the light. Let your character match your calling.